Okay guys, so let's talk about what happens after Avengers Endgame. Now of course, while we don't even really know what happens in Avengers Endgame itself, we can speculate that the Infinity Stones are probably going to be semi-important. So by now, most of you know the Infinity Stones are a pretty big deal. They have the power, when united, to pretty much carry out whatever desires you want. Thanos' desire was to wipe out half the population of the universe. It worked, so clearly these things are powerful. As we've seen in films like Guardians of the Galaxy, they can actually be used to wipe out an entire planet. They can change the perception of time, change reality. These things are powerful, so depending on who's using them, they could be used for super good or super evil. Now this brings us to today's topic. Is Marvel Studios going to introduce the Infinity Watch after Avengers Endgame? So for some of you that don't know, Infinity Watch, there's been a few iterations of it, but the most simple explanation I can give you is essentially once the stones have been used, or maybe not even used, depends on how you're going to look at it, characters from different parts of the universe come together and they go, we have to watch over these. We have to watch over the Infinity Stones, hence Infinity Watch. So they each take a stone and go with it and hide it and make sure they don't tell anybody else where these stones are. Now honestly, this would kind of make sense, right? If you leave the stones all on Earth, some villain can show up, find them all, and then do even worse than Thanos. So if you're to take these and hide them somewhere across the cosmos, maybe even in time and space, depending on what Doctor Strange can do and other characters in the quantum realm, it's very feasible to see that maybe that's what they're gonna do. And honestly, you kind of have to deal with these things, right? I mean, they are giant, like, sci-fi MacGuffin things. We don't really know the extent of their powers, but you can't just keep them around. That's not possible. So is it possible they're going to introduce some version of Infinity Watch into the MCU? I would say definitely. You know, it's got to happen, unless the stones get destroyed. Because if they do, then you don't need them. But realistically, there's probably a good chance we're going to see a sort of pseudo MCU version of Infinity Watch take some sort of shape.